All right, welcome friends to the upcoming April. We actually usually do resets in May. The April 12th reset roundtable talk here. And Maria and I were brainstorming yesterday. We're having our weekly meeting and we thought this is just a really good way to answer anyone's questions. We realize that VFit, we kind of throw a lot at you, and the goal is that you pick and choose the programs and the add-ons and the support that you need to continue to progress, right? We're all a work in progress. So there are some core programs at VFit. Everything that we do around here is put together from our hearts, our souls, our trainer teams. We're never getting outside programs and running those. These are all things that we've created in-house and that most of us personally participate in ourselves. So some of the staple programs, if you're not familiar, are the resets, which we will focus on today. Yango, which is either going to come up in May or June. We haven't decided. That's a really fun challenge. Then we've got Mindful Moments, the 6-month challenge, God-sized dreams, and the 100-day challenge. So those are kind of the core programs outside of the VFit classes. Of course, you're getting all the support and community and everything you need with the fitness classes and the unwind and all of that. But to truly live at your best level of health and well-being, we have to do more than just exercise and stretch. It really comes down to the mindset and the heart set. And in fact, that's just been so big on me over the last year, especially. I think so many of us have realized like our mental well-being is so, so important. And so the reset, I'll give a little background and then I'll have Maria tell her story. And then any questions, or some of you have done this. We run these 3 to 4 times a year. It's been more like 3 lately. The reset began 8 years ago. We were just looking back in time. Emmy, my oldest, was just born. And I remember I was wanting to get out of my office job, and I wanted to get feeling good about myself again. I've just been through pregnancy, and that was my first time. And you know, your body changes, your mind, your hormones, everything's crazy. And as working with my friend Meg Colvin, who I went to college with, who's also, some of you are familiar, who have been around for a long time, was also in the health field. And Megan, she was telling me about this program that her gym was doing, and she really loved this program because it wasn't about what you couldn't do. It was all about adding positive behaviors to your life and being rewarded for that. And I really gravitated to that. But she said it's missing some key components. It's just working on food and exercise, and there's more to health than just food and exercise. And so we started to brainstorm, like, what are the most important areas of health? And that's where the 7 pillars were born, is a collaboration of like, what is true if you're going to be living, and there's probably little ones you can add yourselves, but if you're going to be living this whole well-rounded life, what are those 7 pillars that you must pay attention to, that you must keep dialed in, that you must spend time and energy on? And that's where the 7 pillars were born. They are exercise, hydration, self-care, me time. That's 8 years of running, still my toughest one. Getting outside. I have my little magnet here. Food, sleep, and gratitude. So hold on, I want to get my little magnet, and we even made a magnet about it. So fast forward, it wasn't that far into it. Maria came on board real quickly with Meg and I and just started helping us run these resets, and just so up her alley too. And just here we are 8 years later, and Meg and I did try to make a company out of the resets together. And I don't want to say it failed, because so much of what I learned with her and all the content we created has now poured over into VFit. But the resets are a 2-week experience, and I call it experience because it's fun. It's an interactive, kind of like a game, and I'll screen share the documents that you use. But what we're doing over the 2 weeks is we're looking deeper at each of these pillars and where we might be feeling a little unaligned, or we have a wellness wheel where you're kind of ranking yourselves in these pillars. And I'll tell you right now for sure, me time is something I need to desperately pour into. Now that the weather's getting nicer, getting outside is getting a little bit easier. But as the seasons change, both figuratively, like with the weather, and also the seasons of your life, it's really important to continually come back to these pillars and just make little changes when that wheel is getting deflated, when you're neglecting that area. Some things are out of our control. I mean, I've done a reset while I was giving birth. Yes, we will. Yes, it's being recorded, Carla. We'll send it to you. There's not a perfect time to reset. That's why this is always a good idea to hop into this program. So what you're doing is it's a 2-week interactive immersion as a team. You get a daily newsletter kind of with the theme of the day, which will be around one of the pillars. We'll have a daily activity. This round, we're doing something really fun. We're going to ask you to share with each other something about the daily pillar. So we're going to learn from each other. And then you have 2 tools, and I'll share those real quick, that you'll be working with, and you'll decide, you'll see, okay, where is my, all right, I'm going to share my screen. So there are 2 tools. There's a point tracker. And in true reset fashion, everything is about addition. We call it the crowding out theory. When you're adding positive behaviors like getting outside, taking care of yourself, sleeping, exercising, then those not so amazing habits start to kind of crowd themselves out. There's not room for them in your days. So you are not penalized for anything. Nothing is off limits. That does not work. That does not work for your mind, your body, your spirit. This is all about rewarding yourself. So you have this little point tracker that you get to just mark up throughout the challenge, and you're not looking for perfection. You're looking at reality, like what is really going on. And you might notice, oh my God, I got no points in my sleep, or maybe this gives you some motivation to get outside that extra 10 minutes or to go to sleep that extra half hour. So this is one of your tools. And it's just fun to track your points, and kind of it's a reward system. It becomes a fun thing to look at. And then this was created last year by one of our members, Val. Are you here, Val? An amazing tool. This is like the point tracker, but if the point tracker stresses you out, this is another way to look at the 7 pillars. It's more of a daily journal. And I've been really loving this during the resets. You take your daily inventory of your wellness wheel, where you're going to check in each day, because every day is a different blank slate. And then you just write a little bit in each of the 7 pillars. Like, I ate really well today. Whatever you write, whatever you'd like to write. This is bringing focus to these areas for 2 weeks and making little changes that make a massive difference in your well-being. I am feeling, no, we haven't done a reset since November, and all of a sudden I'm like, why am I feeling so burnt out and just so, just kind of fatigued is a way to put it, or something. And so I'm knowing that I personally need this more than I realize, and I'm really excited to do this with other VFitters, and it's just a very positive reset. It's a fun experience. You're doing it with the team. You always walk away with something. And the goal isn't to overhaul your life in 2 weeks and change every area. That doesn't work. If you can walk away with one habit that you're dialing in a little bit more over these 2 weeks to help your mental and physical well-being, you have done the reset right. I've been doing this for 8 years. I can't imagine ever not doing this in my life. It's really a way to keep yourself in this wheel filled up. So I will let Maria tell her little side, and then please have questions. And if you have done these, chime in the chat box, or if you'd like to talk to, it's not a program. This is not a one and done program. You don't do it once and then you're like fine for the rest of your life. This is a continual way to work on your progress in life and to continue to improve yourself, because that's how we continue to move forward, as we join groups like this and we surround ourselves with like-minded people that share the same values and ethics, and that can help pull us through when we're feeling in that slump or feeling down, or we can learn from. So this is a really, really important part of health and well-being. It's definitely not a one and done program. It's something many people come back to every single time. So all right, Maria, let's hear from you.
All right. Hey, guys. Thank you again so much for joining us with a day's notice on this. And again, the resets, I've been around helping run them, I'd say like 5, maybe 6 years. I don't know if we can really figure it out. But the first time I did one, it just blew my mind. I was always an athlete. I was raised in a house. Dieting was a very big thing in my household, and restriction and performance as an athlete always involved like something negative. Like I had to like stop doing this so I could achieve in whatever sport I was doing. So I had that like mindset that I always had to give things up to achieve results. And then when I did the first reset, when it was just Meg and Rochelle, the whole idea that nothing is off limits, like there's moderation in all things, that you layer on healthy habits, like have your pizza, but also have a salad with it. It just blew my mind. And it just made me so happy and full and content with my life. And, seeing all those different pillars, because a lot of times I was always feeling off or just hyper focused on one thing and then like missing all of the other pillars, but I didn't have that concept or framework of what was missing. And so just getting on the team early on and developing some of the things like the wellness wheel, like we had the pillars, but we didn't have the wheel. So eventually one day, Rochelle and I were like, well, how can we visualize this? Because I'm a super visual person and she loves numbers too. And we're like, okay, well, if there's a wheel with these like 5 rings, we can like put it together. And it's honestly the way that I choose to live my life is like thinking about these pillars. I do my best to do it every day. And whenever I'm feeling off, like I instantly go through and I can figure it out. Not saying I'm perfect, but it helps. It's like a framework for living a more balanced lifestyle. Every time I come away with something different, and then it's usually learning from the people who choose to join us, finding new blogs or new books or favorite recipes, or just getting inspired. Again, as trainers and coaches ourselves, sometimes we can run a little depleted, and these resets always fill me up so much. And it's a very unique experience if you lean into the group. And I know some people are a little hesitant with sharing or off Facebook, but if you can dive in a little bit during the 2 weeks, like you can get so much out of this experience. And they're just, it's amazing. It's you can really learn a lot, and happy to still be doing them. And again, we've been doing it multiple times a year for, I don't know. So we've probably done like 25 or so of these, and you get something different every time. You really do. And there's always room for improvement in all the pillars. So we will go through each day. We're going to focus on a separate pillar for the first week. And the second week, we're going to revisit the pillar and we'll provide some different information. And then some trainers are going to be involved and share daily video about the pillar and share a personal tip that they're going to do. And at the end of every day, we always do this. And it's my most favorite thread to read is a daily celebration of wins. So each person kind of chimes in and says something that like made them feel good or that they're thankful for that day. So that's how the resets have changed my life. And it spills over to everyone in my family too. So like I'm doing it. Everyone in my family benefits from it too, because I'm just a lot more mindful about what I'm doing. I practice gratitude on my own, but during resets, we usually do it like at the dinner table. And so it kind of spills over in a good way to the rest of the members of your house and those that you interact with. So that was my quick spiel on it. We have people who have done, and the other thing is that this is a program that people come back again and again and again. So if there's anybody here who's done a reset and would like to share, we're just going to open it up to questions and answers, or if there is anyone who wants to share about the reset. Sometimes it's just kind of hard to explain. So we'd love to hear from anybody or answer questions. Thank you, guys.
And just one positive side effect I want to say of doing these for so many years with so many members is it's been really amazing watching everyone's journey, just different things, whether it's someone leaving a job that was draining in their soul and their heart, or maybe moving or taking a new adventure or starting a family or transitioning to retirement, a new phase of life. It's amazing that when we are taking care of our mind and our body and our spirit, how that does, like Maria said, spill over to the rest of our life and our family and stuff like that. And so I think that's just a big part of the reset. This quote, I shared it earlier. It's so timely because this is what I needed this reminder so badly. Your inflow must exceed your outflow, or you have no overflow. And the reset is exactly that. It is to pour into yourself and just fill your tank back up. And wherever that may be, it's not going to be in all 7 areas. Most likely you're doing a few things pretty darn well right now, but then there's those little areas that maybe you're like, I really do need to focus on this and give it a little bit more time and energy to fill up my tank. So it's just, you get a daily email that sets the theme for the day. There is a Facebook group if you want to be involved in that. People are always sharing food pictures. That's always a fun part of it, is to get some food inspiration. Oh my God, I'm in we eat well, but it's like I'm so bored right now in the kitchen. So you get a pep in just different areas that you might just be feeling a little burnt out. And it's fun. It's always a good way to get to know some teammates a little bit better. And like I said, we'll have the coaches will be popping in every day, giving you your challenge and giving you a daily tip of the day. And one question that is asked a lot is this time consuming? Well, yes, I hope your health and well-being is consuming a lot of your time. Otherwise, I don't know where your days are going. So yes, it is time consuming in a good way, because it takes a lot of work to not feel good, right? And it takes a lot of work to feel good. So it's a matter of priority. But as far as like, there's not tons of homework you have to do every day and reading and any of that crazy amount of stuff. It's just saying, I'm going to be more aware and involved for these 2 weeks with a group of like-minded people, and I'm going to pour into myself. So that's the time-consuming part that I would say. It's not that you have to read 20 pages and journal and write reports and take tests, and it's not that kind of time-consuming. It's a commitment. I'm looking at, I love it. Corey's been doing these from day one. Yeah, a few of you just have done. Casey, you've done a lot of them. So a lot of you are doing Ascent, and this is coming along with it. Are there any questions? And yeah, I'm looking at Julie, one of our newest members, and she's a health coach with her own business. And I think it's really important that coaches, a lot of us too, we make sure that we're pouring into ourselves so that we can help. This program goes well with anything else that you're doing, because there is nothing off limits. There's nothing. So people that are doing other programs, this always is a good fit with it as well. Do we have any questions? Oh my God, Lauren, your shirt says running is sunshine. Does that mean if you're running after like the wine truck, or running is my sunshine? Don't ever buy me that shirt. I love Lauren. Cardio shred is my sunshine. We did have fun together today. We ran for like 30 seconds. Yes, Julie, I need and the reality is, like, we pushed this off because we had so much other great stuff going on, which was awesome. But we tend, like, I need this right now. That's all I can say. I need this right now. I feel a big shift from a lot of us right now. We ran this marathon this last year, and we ran and we ran and we ran and we gave and we gave and we gave. And we're all in some capacity on empty right now. And I think that we need to honor that and acknowledge that. And then like the quote, I'll stop with this, but this is perfect too. These came to me. I believe I was looking for some inspiration this week, but this came from Portia Nelson's poem. And it says, she tells a story of a person walking down the street who repeatedly falls into the same deep hole on the sidewalk and has to fight her way out. Even when she sees a hole right in front of her, she still falls in it. But then one time she climbs out as soon as she realizes she's fallen in the same place again. And then after that, she starts to walk around the hole. And then one day she chooses a different street to walk down. So to me, that's a true story of it's okay to keep falling in the same holes, and then we keep growing, and then all of a sudden we find a different way out and a different way around, and then maybe a different path. And so to embrace that it's okay to feel defeated, deflated, whatever you may be right now. And it's time to pump ourselves up. And I'm excited. I'm more excited than I knew I needed. This week, I'm like, universe, excite me for the reset, and it has come, and I am ready. And I hope you guys join this journey with us. We have this recorded. Are there any questions? Do you have anything else to say, Maria? You can unmute yourself.
I saw something on Instagram, actually, so I can have something to share too. So it's another health coach, but it kind of just spoke to me because, so she's talking about how most people start a program and it's all about restriction, which is what a lot of my upbringing was like a lot of restriction. To gain something, you had to like give up things. And then she said, when you're always restricting and focusing on what you need to lose or subtract, you're in a lack mindset, and you aren't going to see results fast, and you're going to be miserable because you're always thinking about the things you can't have and not able to create the lifestyle that you're going to be able to live with. And when you think about layering on and adding and crowding out those slightly less healthy habits with healthier habits, you have that growth mindset and you're more receptive to new ideas. So like, I'm so excited for, these daily threads where you're going to be sharing your favorite book or your favorite recipe and like learning from the group. And the group is amazing. Like this is a total all-star team of VFitters who are signed up, and people have learned from like reset after reset. Like I can like look across on my screen and I like remember things I've learned from different people. So again, it's a great experience. Very excited. And if you're not comfortable asking questions here, you can message us. So it starts on Sunday. We'll probably close signups on Saturday. I don't know, Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it starts on Monday, but
Monday.
Reset Eve is a big, yeah, I think we'll close signups Saturday because Sunday we kind of try to, just make sure we have our material printed and just we got to be ready to get going on Monday. But yeah, we'll leave it. Sunday is just, we send a pre-email just to make sure everyone's in the Facebook group, gets their material printed. There's nothing really, it's a good day to like write a meal plan or just kind of get your ducks in a row. But we officially begin on Monday. Some people count Sunday night as their first night of sleep too. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But so in that sense, it could be on Sunday. But yeah, we're excited. And this was a good way to just kind of, it's so hard to explain because it's one of those things you really have to just kind of trust it, at least do it once. And if you hate it, you don't ever have to do it again. But more than likely, if you lean into it, like Maria said, and put in the work, quote unquote, it's a pretty positive, amazing experience. Yeah, no, there's not you know what we talked about, what I would like to do during it. We talked about doing a happy hour, like with all the people doing the reset. So we'll have to get that on the schedule too. Because that would be fun to do a meeting and a happy hour. And this isn't a program where you're told what to do and everything is laid out for you. And that's overwhelming to some people. They want all of that, but we want to empower and teach people to find what works for them, which is not something that we can prescribe for everybody individually. So this is about, again, self-discovery and filling your tank. So yes, Kelsey said it's a staple of the year. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get a happy hour on the schedule too, because that'll be fun to try to connect. Anybody else have questions, comments, excited, need it, want it? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, well, we appreciate, we don't want to keep it too long. We will send the replay if you had to cut out early or you were missed the beginning of this. But just, again, hopefully one thing you can tell from VFit is that we truly are passionate about what we do and what we share, and we don't just share things willy-nilly that don't impact our lives and that aren't important to us and we haven't poured ourselves into. So if you're on the fence, always lean towards that. Just trust us. And like I said, if it's something that you hate, you don't ever have to do it again. Yes, Tracy, awesome. Yes, good stuff. So we'll see a bunch of you during the reset. And if it's not for you, that's totally okay. We're just grateful that you heard us out and that you at least now know what the heck we were talking about when we talk about these resets. Hi, Emmy. So. All right, have a good day, everyone, and we'll share the signups, the replay and the sign up link later, or in a couple minutes.
Yes, very good. All right, thank you guys.
Okay, bye, thank you, Maria. Bye, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye, everyone, bye, Mary.
Bye.